Welcome to Twist Talks, where we talk about the Japanese game Twisted Wonderland.
We discuss theories, headcanons, and other random nonsense about the game and its characters.
For the sake of spoilers within our podcast topics, we will only be discussing the international release over the Japanese release.
Hi, I'm Talissa, and my pronouns are she, her.
Hi, I'm Kaden, and my pronouns are I don't give a fuck.
Hi, I'm Wonder, and I use any pronouns. Twist Talks stands by Palestine and does not support the Disney Corporation's decision to support Israel. For the moment, all three hosts of Twist Talks are choosing not to support Twisted Wonderland in any way financially, and we urge any and all listeners to do the same.
Now we just had silence.
I was trying to get my clicker off my hand. I'm sorry.
You're good. Should we reclap or just keep it in?
Oh, we're good.
Okay.
Got it. Did you clap?
Yeah, I did clap.
Okay. Then we're good.
Okay.
I clicked and then I just needed a second to get it off my hand.
Okay.
Alright. Hello!
You can tell
listeners.
we're so professional here. We're so professional.
So professional.
Mm-hmm.
I want to reference an old YouTube channel that I used to love, but it was completely wiped, and
Oh no.
I can't technically say the name anymore because it has somebody's dead name in it.
Oh.
So, yeah. It was like a mom and child doll review show, and then the child came out as trans and said he didn't want any, I think he uses he, them. I'm gonna use they, them, just to be safe. So they don't want anything related to them on the internet anymore, so they just completely scrapped the channel.
I mean, valid, yeah.
So if you know what I'm talking about, and
I
you
do
remember
not.
that channel's tagline, they made like Monster High and Ever After High was what I mostly followed them for, but they did other videos too.
I was not a YouTube kid at all. Like, everyone would be like, oh, here's these videos I'm watching on YouTube. And I'm just like, why?
I've always been... I love YouTube. Anyway, I'm keeping that all in. Hi!
Oh, of course.
Welcome to this episode of Twist Talks. I don't know what number this is, but welcome to this new episode
Who
of
knows?
Twist Talks. Yeah.
It's better to not say numbers.
It should be
these
me. I should
don't.
know, but...
It's better to not say numbers, because half of these will be like, oh, we'll do this next week, and then we don't post it for, like, the next 3 weeks, so...
True. Anyway, so today, fair warning, my throat is, I have a sore throat, so there's going to be a lot of water drinking on my end. I don't know how much you're going to hear of it. And also my voice may just give out halfway through this episode. We don't know. Also, it's just me and Talissa, because Caden is having scheduling issues? Technical issues?
Technical issues. Their recording equipment is glitching. So.
Yeah. I think there was also a scheduling issue, though. Didn't they?
Well,
I think
they're currently at work right now. Well, I'm confused whether or not they're at work, because the first time they said they'd be at work, and then they're like, oh, I'm sick, and I'm like, okay.
I don't know, but for whatever reason, it's just me and Wonder and Talissa today. You just get us. And I still haven't said what we're doing.
Who needs to know? They can figure it out.
Yeah. No, but for real though, today, because I was dumb and thought this would be a nice, easy episode, and then it turned out not to be, we are taking characters from other fandoms that we are in, outside of Twisted Wonderland, and we are sorting them into Twisted Wonderland, or we're putting them into Night Raven College dorms. Because why not?
You and Kaden went, like, full character analysis on this, and I made a list with all the characters' names, and then I'd stare at their name and just be like, ah, yes, these vibes.
Well, see, but again, if I had done that, then Ash Lynx from Banana Fish would have ended up in Pomfjord, and that's just a no-no.
Okay,
That is incorrect.
It doesn't work for all of them. Like, there are some where I'm like, these are the immediate vibes I'm getting,
It wouldn't have
but I
worked
can't
for
stick you in that
any of
dorm.
mine. Like,
Which I will
the only one that I went with there was only, I think, one. No, yeah, because I even overthought him. There were two that I just went with my first gut instinct. Both of which, like, when I say who they are, it will be very obvious why.
For the people that are in that fandom.
Yes, for the people that are in that fandom. One of them I have in my notes, literally just a quote from his fandom wiki.
Perfect.
Because, yeah.
For the record, none of us are going to have matching fandoms. We all have our own 3. Even though Caden is not here,
4.
we do have we have a list of different fandoms. None of them overlap, and we have Caden's list that we will alternate reading off, so they still get their input in this episode, just recording and scheduling and all kinds of fun things. They're not here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
Woo. Alright, so we were gonna start with Caden's, I think?
Yeah, I think we're going to start with Caden's to just get the phone stuff out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Now my throat's getting dry, but my water bottle is super obnoxious, so no. Okay, so I'll read the first set of characters, then you, then me again. So their first one is One Piece. That is their fandom. Their first character is Luffy. They put them in Savannah Claw, and their quote for that is, "No need to explain this unless you don't know the character. In that case, here's a rundown. This dude is so persistent in literally everything he does. He does not know the word no. If he wants something, he will follow it until the end of the seas and no one can stop him." So that's their reasoning for putting Luffy in Savannah Claw. Zoro.
This is the only one of, like, their fandoms that I have any experience with, and I'm just gonna say I agree on all 3 for One Piece. Like, yeah. So.
Me just wondering how you don't have any experience with my second fandom that I listed. Because you clearly do.
I meant of Cadence.
I was gonna say.
I have experience with all 3 of yours. One I don't like to talk about, the other one I am obsessed with, and the third one we watched together.
I know.
So.
I forgot about the third one. I was just like, I know you don't like that one, but, like, come on. It'll make sense when I get to mine. Okay.
You know, by they, I meant Caden.
Okay.
Okay, continue.
Okay. Their second character is Zoro. They also put them in Savannah Claw. Their quote is, "He is almost as persistent as Luffy. He's like if Jack dyed his hair green, lost his sense of direction, and gained 3 swords."
Which is absolutely correct.
I know nothing about these characters, but that statement is great right there. And then their last one is it Sanji? Sanji?
Yeah, Sanji.
Okay. They said they're all spelled phonetically, but I'm making sure. They put them in Pompior. He's way too prim and stylish. His culinary skills would make him a master curse and potions user. So that is Caden's One Piece sorting.
All right, and then their second one is that time I got reincarnated as a slime. The first character is Rimuru?
I think it's
I should know how to
Rimuru.
pronounce that. Rimuru, okay.
I watched one episode.
He is in Hearts the Buell. He's not in the spirit of strictness, but it's a part of his being. So he's not he's not in the spirit of strictness, but it's a part of his being. He works hard so that he doesn't have to work hard.
Such a mood.
Okay. Their second one is Gobta?
I
I don't know.
one of those?
One of those, I hope. They said Savannah Claw. This goblin is persistence personified. He will work at something until he's able to get it. He doesn't reach for the stars, but he still ends up beyond the stars. And then their last one is Shuna in Ignihide. Known for her cute looks, she works hard on diligently. What? Parsing. Hang on.
It's worded a little funny. But
I wonder if this was text-to-speech.
probably.
I was just gonna read it word for word then.
Okay.
Known for her cute looks, she works hard on diligently looking over the country's different things, teaching the people, but she also has a very innocent and shy personality.
I think it's missing a comma. I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Their last one is the Cruel Prince / Folk of Air series. I have not read this. It's on my very long to be read list. Carden is in Pompfior. Man drinks poison and dresses up as king for a living. Enough said. I mean, they're not wrong there. Jude is Diasomnia. Her spirit and nobility are above anyone else in this series. She wants to be in the shadows, but thrives in the public eyes. And then Maddock Hartzbuel, a stickler for the rules, but also someone who will break them in order for different rules to work better. So that is all their opinions for taking people from other fandoms and sticking them into Twisted Wonderland.
Alright, so then, should I just get right into mine? Or...
Yeah, you can just go right into yours. Give them a break from my voice.
Alright, I'm going to preface this by saying please excuse any incorrect Chinese pronunciation. I'm trying my best, but I haven't actually learned Chinese since I was in middle school. So we're going to try. We're going to try. I put the same preface at the beginning of all of my MDZS podfics, so...
Impressed that you tried to learn it in middle school.
It was required.
Really?
At my school.
Weird. The only Chinese language I had was...
I went to the gifted school. I went to the gifted school. Everybody learned Chinese.
Homeschooled.
Yeah. Anyway.
I love pointing out I'm homeschooled.
If that preface didn't make it obvious enough, and, looking at my fandoms list, my first fandom is Modao Zusha, otherwise known as MDZS, Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, The Untamed, Founder of Diabolism. There are so many different names for it, but it's Modao Zusha. So the first character is Wei Wuxian, whom I love. He's not my favorite, but he is one of my favorites. He is in Scarabia. He's literally an inventor. And he's also literally the smartest person in his generation. Maybe, Lao Wangji beats him out for book smarts, but Wei Wuxian's got that street smarts. And that's, what Scarabia is characterized as having. Also, he, literally invented, do I want to say this? Because, we should have put this at the beginning. Spoilers for everything all the fandoms we're gonna talk about. We're saying it now. Spoilers for everything. So Wei Wuxian literally invented a whole new way of cultivation, which if you are not into Shenxia, Danmei, Wuxia, whatever other words there are that I'm forgetting at the moment, is basically magic. I hope that's not offensive, but it's basically magic. So he invented a whole new way of cultivation because, he lost his ability to do it, the normal way. Also, I just think he'd get along really well with Kaleem. So, yeah. In case you can't tell, I'm a little bit of a Wei Wuxiankin. And that's gonna come up again. My other character from Modao Zusha is, of course, Wei Wuxian's husband, Lan Wangji. He is in Heartslabule. And this is the one that was one of the, two that... Actually, no. I did have a couple more that I just went with vibes. But, this was one of the main ones that I was immediately, as soon as I decided I wanted to use him for this, I was like, oh, I know exactly what house he's in, and he's in Heartslabule. And again, he's the one that I just straight up just have a quote from his character wiki, so let me just read that to you. In his youth, Lan Wangji is stubbornly obedient to the rules of his clan to the extent that he punishes himself for stepping outside the cloud recesses at night alongside Wei Wuxian, although Wei Wuxian had actually pulled him outside when tumbling off a wall. If that's not Heartslabule, I don't know what else is.
Fair.
So yeah. And then that's what I've got for MDZS. So then my second fandom is this one. I'm not as confident in my Chinese pronunciation. Tianguan Sifu?
Sure.
Otherwise known as TGCF or Heaven Official's Blessing. I will say, please no spoilers for this. At the time of posting this, I will have just finished the 4th volume, and at the time of recording this, I am currently halfway through the 4th volume. So, I know there's a lot about to come, and I'm scared. Anyway,
I love that.
I just hit what is apparently the angstiest arc in the whole series, and I'm scared. I
love
just
this.
hit the Blackwater arc. Anyway.
I don't know anything about this fandom.
I'm scared. Anyway, so my first character is Xie Lian. I went through a few different options for him, but I think I landed on the Insomnia because, you know, he's a prince and also a literal god. He'd absolutely hate the aesthetic, but he definitely has that noble... Hang on. Sorry, I pulled from a whole bunch of different, like, metas about the dorms to inspire my analyses, and now I'm not remembering my reasoning.
Yeah, they had, like, full-on links of, like, all the personality traits for each dorm, how to sort people, and I'm just like, vibes.
Okay, so this is from, what is their name? Drace Empress A on Tumblr.
Sure.
I'm gonna hope that's right. So they talk about Insomnia valuing magical power, intelligence, honor, and sportsmanship, family bonds, and loyalty. And I feel like Xie Lian very much embodies all of that. I've heard maybe not so much the family stuff, but like once he gets his found family, he sticks pretty close to that. Like, well, okay, no, because Feng Xin and Mu Qing, he sticks very close to Hua Cheng, his husband. But yeah, everything else though, I feel like Xie Lian very much does embody. So yeah, I feel like he'd fit in the Insomnia. He would absolutely hate the aesthetic, but he'd fit in. Also, he kind of reminds me of Silver. I feel like he's a lot like Silver. And then we have, of course, Hua Cheng, the other half of Hua Lian. I put him in Octagonal purely for the fact that he owns a gambling den. I don't know. That feels very Octagonal to me.
Now you have them trying to compete with Azul.
Oh, Hua Cheng is an all-powerful ghost king. I feel like he'd win.
Azul just whips out a contract like, you want to bet?
Hua Cheng would just roll his eye. By the way, Hua Cheng only has one eye.
Noted.
But yeah, no, that's literally just because he owns a gambling den. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, fair.
and then we have my favorite character, Shi Xuan. Again, please no spoilers. I know bad things are coming for them, but please, let me be delusional. Shi Xuan, and yes, I am going to use they, them pronouns because they are gender fluid. Bite me. They're kind of a shapeshifter, so they can shift between male and female forms, and like they go back and forth constantly. So screw you, Shi Xuan is gender fluid, so I'm gonna use they them pronouns for them. Anyway, they're in Pomfior. They are absolutely in Pomfior. They like to look pretty, and they know they look pretty. And that's it. I love Shi Xuan. They're my favorite character. I'm so scared. I know bad things are coming for them, and I'm scared.
Part of me just wants to Google what's gonna happen now, like just find out those spoilers for you.
Oh, I know, again, spoilers. Very major spoiler warning. Big spoilers for Volume 4 of Heaven Official's Blessing. Their brother dies. Specifically is
R.I.P.
murdered by someone who has spent the last few years pretending to be, pretending to be their best friend.
Oof.
So, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
I spoiled that for myself last night. That was fun.
I've accidentally spoiled lots of stuff for myself.
Well, because I was flipping through, looking at the illustrations, because the illustrations in MXTX's books are all so pretty, and I saw the illustration of that scene where, like, there's just this guy with, like, his hair is, like, really weird and, like, wild and all over the place, and he's wearing all black, and he's holding a severed head, and Shi Qingxuan is kneeling in front of him crying, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I read the page next to it, and I go, oh, Shiwudu dies. Okay.
That's on you
So
for
that was
reading the
fun.
page, as if I wouldn't do the exact same thing.
I didn't do it on purpose. I just glanced, and I saw it. Yeah, anyway, moving on. Okay, if this next one does not make it obvious what my taste in fandoms and in content is, you don't know me. My next one is Banana Fish. So, in case you don't know, like, what those 3 fandoms are, that's just 3 fandoms in a row of pure emotional devastation. MDZS, TGCF, and Banana Fish are all just pure emotional devastation. Anyway.
My fanfic preferences. My fanfic preferences.
Oh. See, no, these are the canon. So I read the happy stuff for fics. Anyway.
What is happiness?
Anyway, I've got... Okay, so for Banana Fish, I have Ash. Ash was one of the ones who, like, took me forever to pick, because, like I said, like, he kind of cares about his appearance, so which implies Pomfior, but then, like, later on you find out that that's really all a front and a trauma response. So then I kind of debated putting him in Savannah Claw, and I'm like, no, because it just didn't feel right. So I kind of landed on either Scarabia or the Insomnia, because again, for like Wei Wuxian, with Scarabia, he's really smart. He literally has an IQ of like over 200, I think. He has a really high IQ. Like, canonically, they give him an IQ test in the show and in the manga, and he's so smart, and I love him. And he also, like, a big thing is, like, he makes all of the plans. He's a gang leader, so he makes all of, like, the plans for all of, like, their raids and stuff. I don't know how gangs work. I've watched Banana Fish, and I still don't know how gangs work. But, like, he's the planner, and he's the leader. And, like, so he's constantly outsmarting all of his, like, all the villains in the show. So that implies Scarabia. But also, he just has this noble air around him that, like, a lot of people talk about him seeming untouchable. And he's so cool. So which implies Deosonia. Sorry, somebody's messaging me. Cosplay group. Okay. So yeah, I feel like Ash could be in either Scarabia or Deosonia, depending on, like, just which take you want to take. You know? Just how exactly... I don't know. And then this one also took me a while. I'm still not 100% sure I'm right on this. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go back to what I not originally said, but, like, my second time sending you this list. AG is in Ramshackle. Because he's the you of Banana Fish. He's just along for the ride. And also, he's too pure. He shouldn't go to NRC. I don't know. I couldn't decide, so I just put him in Ramshackle.
Such a mood, though.
He really is just there for the ride, though. He just kind of follows Ash the whole time. and I love him. Yeah. Anyway, and then lastly, we have Skate the Infinity, which is also slightly emotional devastating, but not as bad as the other three. Lastly for my picks, I did Skate the Infinity. First I have Longa. Similar to reasons for Ash, a lot of people talk about him just seeming untouchable and just, like, really cool. There were sirens. I think that's what that is. Oh no, that's like dogs barking. I don't know.
Interesting.
That was like birds. What the fuck? Sorry. ADHD brain.
Mood.
What the fuck? I'm gonna try to ignore that. Don't know how successful I'll be. Anyway, Longa in Deosomnia because, again, a lot of people talk about him seeming just, like, untouchable, and, like, Deosomnia has that whole, like, they really value family thing, which, like, you know, Longa really loves his family and his friends, and that's all I'm gonna say on that, because I don't want to get into the whole, his dad died and he went into a several months long depression thing. But yeah, I feel like Longa would be in Deosomnia. And then Reki is another one that I went back and forth on for a while. And I don't like where I landed, but it makes the most sense. And I hate it. But Reki would be in Savannah Claw. Wait, why did I say that again? Hang on. I gotta read the analysis. I did this like 4 I don't know, a few hours ago, and then I did math homework, so I'm a little brain dead at the moment.
We did this at like 3, and it's currently like 9.
Well, I didn't,
so
because
6 hours.
I didn't because I had to go to work, and then I did it when I came back from work, because I was at the physical labor job work, not the work where I can just sit at a desk and read. I have 2 jobs.
You have 2 jobs.
Yeah. And also, I'm not going home until tomorrow, so, yeah.
Fair. You did yours at like 6, so 3 hours ago.
Okay.
I was looking at the timestamp on mine.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. So, Savannah Claw likes chaos. They answer every question with violence. And that they're also the most active in bullying, which I don't think Reki would be. I don't know. It felt right, and I hate that it felt right, because Reki's my biggest kin from Skate. So, I don't like that he's in Savannah Claw. Oh no, I'm out of water.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's really unfortunate.
We're gonna power through this. My throat is so sore. Anyway, and then lastly, because I couldn't not. He's my favorite character from Skate. We have Mia, a little gremlin man. Who's not a man because he's 13. He's an Ignihide. Mia is an Ignihide. He's a gamer and a tech geek. And a pure introvert. Was that my only reasoning? Was there more behind that reasoning? Nope, that was it. Mia's a gamer. He's an Ignihide.
I mean, valid.
Okay, now I'm gonna give my voice a rest. Your turn.
Okay. One, just flat out saying, again, I did not put as much thought into these as Wonder did. So if you disagree with something I say or what I sorted them into, please go ahead and tell me, because you're probably right. Okay. So my first fandom is Harry Potter. Wonder is not a big fan of this fandom, and I wear a Gryffindor jacket every day. So enough said there. As much as I wanted to do, I do not support J.K. Rowling. but I like the fandom, and I grew up on the fandom. I do not like the author at all. So, as much as I wanted to do, like, random characters, I felt like I kind of had to stick with the Golden Trio, so I did. Harry, my first thought was to put him in Deosomnia, because I'm like, everyone talks about how he's, like, you know, a powerful wizard, he's the boy who lived, he defeated Voldemort, all that. This dude, which, yes, he is good at magic, like, he runs the DA, he's a good teacher and all that, but the spell he uses, like, 60% of the time is Expelliarmus. He just yeets people's wands out of their hand, and it works, like, 9 times out of 10, like... So I can't put him in there, so I'm gonna put him in Savannah Claw. I almost said Scrabia, that would not be right. Savannah Claw. Because he's honestly a jock, like, he's on the Quidditch team, and I find it so funny that they'll be like, if you look at all the people that Harry's had a crush on, they're all jocks, all Quidditch players, because you have the canon ones with Ginny and Cho Chang, and then you have the quote-unquote non-canon ones. We all know they're there, with Draco and Cedric, and probably Victor Crumb. So, like, you can't tell, even, like, Fleur.
You cannot tell me he did not have a crush on Oliver Wood in his first year.
Oh, for sure. Like, I will accept anything as canon when it comes to a crush for him. Like, this boy.
That's the only
Harry
thing I still
Potter.
like about Harry Potter is how how JK totally accidentally wrote a completely bi protagonist and just refuses to acknowledge it.
Honestly, though, like, you can't tell me he's straight. Like, I get it if you don't want to ship Jerry or anything, but you can't tell me it wasn't there. They're searching each other out to, like, glare at each other from the tables as if they are not on the completely opposite ends of the Great Hall. Their tables are not next to each other.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to point out, one of the most popular ships in this fandom is Leona and Malice, which, and you cannot tell me I'm wrong, Drarry vibes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, moving on to another person Draco's shipped with, we have Hermione. I put her in Heartsabule. I feel like she's, at least in the first book especially, she's very much a rule follower. Like, right away, like, her most famous quote from the movie is just, like, I'm going to bed before you get us all killed, or worse, expelled. Like, she very much follows the rules. And then also with the whole, like, SPEW, which you don't know if you haven't read the books because the movies cut it out. She just gives very Heartsabule vibes, and she very much is, when she's not setting teachers on fire, is very much a rule follower. It's my favorite part of the movie is this 11-year-old just sets Snape on fire. It's the best part. Ron I put in Savannah Claw. He is very much a Quidditch fan and has grown up playing it. And honestly, like, I wasn't really sure where else to place him, because I kind of wanted to put him in, like, Octagonal, because I view that as, like, the Hufflepuffs of this place, because if you ignore the Fish Mafia, that's what their dorm is supposed to be. But I landed on Savannah Claw with him, because I feel like he'd like being in that dorm. So that's what I think for Harry Potter. Again, I'm just going off vibes here. Everything I'm saying is being made up right now. My second fandom is Percy Jackson. I'm very much a Percy Jackson fan.
Me too.
Percy, I did not put him in this dorm because he is a child of Poseidon, but he is in Octagonal. Because, as I just previously stated, I see that as the Hufflepuff dorm, and as much as people have tried to tell me otherwise, you cannot tell me that Percy Jackson is not a Hufflepuff. His fatal flaw is literally loyalty. So he would be...
That's not what I'm saying is incorrect. Octagonal is not the Hufflepuff. Scarabia is the Hufflepuff, arguably. I say that as a Hufflepuff in Scarabia. Anyway,
their
continue.
Hufflepuff is Kalim, who bought the dorm. If you look at the description for Octagonal, it's based on the, I'm gonna butcher this word because I can't say it, the benevolence of the sea witch, which is like kindness and generosity and stuff like that. So I see that as, you know, kind of like falling closer to the same traits as the Hufflepuff dorm. Kalim is just a Hufflepuff, 100%, but his family bought the dorm. Like, imagine showing up to the college after your family just paid to remodel this entire dorm to look like your house and not getting put in that dorm. Just imagine. That wouldn't happen.
I'm pretty sure it happened the other way around. I think he got sorted in and then they remodeled, but...
Oh, whatever. And we also can just say, sure, put Percy in the underwater dorm. He would love that.
Fair.
He would talk to all the fishies in the fish tank. Because he would. Annabeth, I put either in Hartsabule or Ignihide. I can see it either way. I'm leaning a little more towards Hartsabule because it's just the overall vibes I'm getting. But she is also in the book series, like, besides Leo, because if you go to Heroes of Olympus, besides Leo, because he builds all of it, she's the only, like, demigod with any, like, technology experience, because I feel like I don't need to put spoilers on this series. It's been out for a while. But book 4 spoilers, she gets Daedalus' laptop, and she's just constantly on that thing. So.
How did you
she's
say
at least that? Wait, is that right?
Daedalus.
What? I've never heard it pronounced that way.
I've always said
Correct
Daedalus.
us in the comments.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. I went on a whole rant about how I'm not confident with my pronunciation like 10 minutes ago. So
that's for a different language. This is English.
True. Well, no, it's Greek.
Close enough.
Not really. But anyway, continue.
I'm saying the American version of this. Okay. But yeah. And then I did Grover because, again, all of mine are like trios, besides the last one that I just picked my favorite characters. Grover I could not place because I'm like, where do I put this little satyr? And I have no reasoning for this, but I'm feeling Pompfior. Like, I feel like all the, like, woodland nature magic and stuff he does, like, I feel like that would work well in Pompfior. With their, like, potions and curses and stuff. I kind of feel like it would work. I will 100% take any other suggestion for this, but these are the... He did not want to give me vibes, and I went off vibes.
See, that's the issue I had with all of mine. I wanted to go off vibes, and I just couldn't.
I could also see him in Octagonal for the, like, kindness and generosity and stuff like that, too. But I don't think he could handle the fish mafia.
Well, okay, hang on. If we're going show Grover and
I have not watched the show.
You have not watched the show?
No.
Okay. I would argue that Show Grover is in Scarabia because of his conversation with Ares. Because Scarabia is all about planning and, like, knowledge and foresight and, like, man performed psychological warfare on the god of war. You can't tell me that's not Scarabia.
No, I have not read... I have not watched the TV show yet. I was waiting to, like, watch that, like, the first day it came out, and it just didn't, and I have currently just been, like, reading book after book, so the only shows I have been watching currently is New Amsterdam, because we are watching that one as a family, so all of us need to be there for that one. But, yeah, the most recent experience I have with Grover is I read Trials of Apollo about... we'll just say like 3 months ago or something. I read it last year towards the end. But yeah, like, I love Grover. I'm so glad that he got more screen time in Trials of Apollo. But like, he's another character that just does not belong at this school. He
Well, then he can go in ramshackle with AG.
Yeah, he can go in ramshackle. Trials of Paul spoilers. He just wants to stay with all the nymphs and the dryads and feeding them enchiladas and stopping natural disasters. That's what he does. And we love him. Ooh. Okay. Also, I could just, if we're going based on the show, the Pompior would really fit because of the behind the scenes clip I saw where they were saying how they're book 2 spoilers or season 2 spoilers. They're just like, have they had you fitted for a wedding dress yet? And he's just like, no, but I want to make a whole show of it. Like, we're going to have a whole yes to the dress behind the scenes.
That's not Grover, that's his actor.
You can't tell me. If Grover had known in advance, these actors are pretty much the canon characters. You can't tell me. Every video I see, there's one comment being like, I believe Rick just opened the book and shook it, and that's how we got these actors. Like,
fair, yeah.
Close enough. Okay, moving on from Percy Jackson. I feel like this is just completely different vibes from my previous 2 fandoms. We have Has Been Hotel.
Can I just butt in here to say, yes. We don't support the creator, yada yada, no hating on us for liking Has Been Hotel. Okay? Okay. Continue.
I have paid no attention to what the creator does, I'm just here for the music.
Honestly, fair.
The music is so good. I've listened to Hell's Greatest Dad so many times yesterday. It's so good.
Oh, Poison is just on loop. I might end up using it for an assignment for my acting class next week. I haven't fully decided yet.
That hasn't made it into my hyperfixation songs. I've had Hell's Greatest Dad, Loser Baby, Stay Gone, and then moving over to Haluva Boss, House of Asmodeus, the Anapatsu version. Because so I haven't listened to the original one. They're just, they're so good.
So good.
I haven't shown our exchange student any of them, but part of me wants to make her listen to at least a little bit of Hell's Greatest Dad, just for that, like, one scene where Lucifer does a French accent. Just to be like,
I need
French
to show that to
exchange student, how do you feel about this?
I have a friend who's Quebecois. I need to show that to them.
At me.
Huh?
Who's what?
Quebecois from Quebec.
Okay.
I need to show that to them.
There. When we were there, my mom told people that she doesn't speak Canadian.
Oh.
Anyway. It was our first day there. She was tired. She had just driven for like 12 hours.
Anyway.
Because we drive everywhere. Okay. So, first one is Charlie, because I feel like you have to. I put her in Octagonal. Again, the Hufflepuff vibes, but also she is trying to start a business, and although I feel like she would fit in very well there. Like, I just feel like that's where the Dark Mirror would place her. Whether or not she actually gets along with the people is debatable, because I feel like Azul would not know how to handle her. He would not know how to respond to Charlie. Angel, I went really back and forth on this one because my first thought is Pompior, but part of me is like, that's like such an obvious answer, but I have not watched the full season 1. I have only watched up to episode 4, I believe, so I do not fully know all of his character, but like...
You get it pretty well in episode 4, but...
Yeah, that's why I'm... Like,
I hate to say it because Angel is my favorite, but I do think Pomfior works best.
Yeah,
and not just like, because of the whole he is an actor thing. So
no, I wasn't even like really paying attention to that because like he knows how he looks and he like he likes that, he likes looking like feminine and pretty and all that, and then also like granted this isn't really much on him, but I mean like he does have an entire song called Poison, which is a traumatic song if you watch the video and his backstory, like, but like he is very linked to poison, which is what the Pompier house excels in, So, like, I don't want to place him in that house, but I, like, that's just where he'd go. Like, you know. And then my last one is Alistair. I feel like he'd be in Deosomnia, and I feel like he'd really vibe with the aesthetic of that dorm since it's all, like, medieval.
Well, that's not really...
Like, well, the layout of their dorms is like a medieval castle. Like, you got the stone buildings,
that's not
you
really
got the
Alistair's
torches.
aesthetic. But...
It's not medieval that his aesthetic is, but it's more old-timey.
Yeah, fair.
Because, you know, radio over all the other visuals is not even the right word there. It would be mediums. But, I don't know. And also, you know, Deosomnia is the house for kind of, like, specializing in kind of, like, all types of magic. And, again, I haven't watched all of the show, but, like, he is very powerful demon that I feel like he'd fall in there. But, again, if you think otherwise, you're probably right. Like, that's just kind of, like, my general thoughts and stuff. And, you know, again, just the vibes I'm getting from these characters. But I did try to, you know, there are some, you know, like, first one with Harry Potter where, like, the vibes were like this, but at the same time, like, I can't put you there. You gotta go somewhere else. Like, yeah. So that was my list. Yeah. Woo.
Woo.
Those are a handful of characters and fandoms, and where we think they'd get, oh my gosh, where we think they would get placed if they ended up at NRC.
Alright. And both my headphones and my voice are pretty close to dying, so I think we gotta call it.
I love that sign off.
It's true. Like, halfway through,
I shouldn't.
like, you talking a couple minutes ago, my headphones did the whole, they beeped, and it was like, oh no, you're close to dying, so. And, again,
now I want to make you, like, a sticker that says that.
Huh?
Both my headphones and my voice are close to dying. Just stick it right on your headphones. Just
So
just make it a sticker.
Actually.
Just make it a sticker for your water bottle.
Alright. But yeah. Thank you for listening. If you have, as
you.
Celissa said, if you have any other opinions on characters we talked about, go ahead and put them in the comments. If you have other fandoms that you would like to sort into the NRC dorms, go ahead and put those in the comments. Don't make us sort them. Do it yourself, but put those in the comments.
Yeah, especially because we might not know the fandoms.
Yeah, exactly.
So please don't just be like, oh, sort this fandom.
Yeah.
We don't know it.
Or you could maybe, like, submit to us, and we will maybe make another one of these, because I have a whole bunch of other fandoms that we didn't talk about. I don't know about y'all. But I have a whole bunch of
I made a list for 2 others, but those ones are webtoons.
All right. Anyway, bye.
Bye.